ask, cause I don't wanna wear a mask or take a vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lie after lie. That's why I will not comply.
I'm from Dunedin. I joined the Convoy and I drove down to Invercargill and was offered accommodation there. Then I drove from Bluff up to Christchurch and I had a flat tyre. While I was there, 3 cars pulled over and changed my tyre for me. Then I was offered accommodation in Christchurch, and then after that we had a 17 kilometres convoy out of Christchurch. We headed through the countryside and everybody offered us food and gifts. We headed on to Picton and we had an amazing experience there for the night. Then I boarded the ferry and I came across here to Wellington. Strangers have offered me accommodation here 2 nights as well. It's been quite exciting here. I'm a mum. The reason why I'm here is because I want my child to be able to go to playgroup. I want my child to be able to go to a cafe or a restaurant. We used to go swimming 4 days a week at the local pool, but we've been banned from that. I'm here for my children's human rights and for my own children's rights. I used to have a job, but I don't at the moment. I've taken my children out of the school because there's so many strange things happening there that I've lost faith in the education system. So now I'm a homeschooling mum. I just want to read some of their law here to you because this is the reason why I'm here. I'm here for human rights. I'm here for the rights of my children to grow up in a New Zealand that I grew up in and I'm familiar to. One like the one that I saw when I came up the country and strangers offered me food and strangers offered me accommodation and people cheered for me and supported me along the way. Let me read this lovely piece of our legislation. This is from the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Considering that, in accordance with the principles proclaimed in the Charter of the United Nations, recognition of the inherent dignity and equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice and peace in the world. Recognizing that these rights derive from the inherent dignity of the human person. Recognizing that in accordance with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the ideal of free human beings enjoying civil and political freedom from fear and want can only be achieved if conditions are created whereby everyone may enjoy his civil and political rights as well as his economic, social and cultural rights. It is the obligations of the states under the Charter of the United Nations to promote the universal respect for and of all human rights and freedoms, recognizing that as the individual having duties to other individuals and to the community to which he belongs is under a responsibility to strive for the promotion and observance of the rights and recognition in this covenant. So I'm here to defend the New Zealand Bill of Rights. And the New Zealand Bill of Rights, it says no one shall be deprived of life. Now I'm from Dunedin and Rory died because he was given an experimental vaccine that killed him. I know his sister and I know his fiancée. I've seen them. So his right to life was taken away from these jabs. According to New Zealand Bill of Rights, we have the right not to be subjected to torture or cruel treatment. We have the right not to be subjected to medical or scientific experimentation. Now these vaccines are experimental and they are for another 2 years, but it's our right not to be subjected to them. We have the right to refuse to undergo any medical treatment. Everyone has the right to refuse to undergo any medical treatment. We have the right of freedom of thought, conscience and religion. I normally attend church, but unfortunately they've got these restrictions on who can go there now. We have a right protected in our Bill of Rights for freedom of expression, for the manifestation of our religion and our belief, freedom of peaceful assembly, freedom of association. We have the right of freedom of movement. My husband found it very difficult to travel between Australia and New Zealand because his rights to movement was restricted and violated by the government. We have the right to freedom from discrimination from any grounds. This has been violated for me and my children and my family. There are rights guaranteed in here for all minorities. I just want to remind the New Zealand people that we have over 20 different human rights legislations, acts and covenants that we are bound to, and that these human rights are inalienables. They cannot be taken away. They're based on the inherent dignity of the human person. My child has a right to go to playgroup. My child has a right to go to the swimming pool. My child has the right to be able to go to the library and get a book out. These are our rights. That's why I'm here. That's why there's thousands of other people like me here. They're fighting for New Zealanders' rights, for the rights of you and for the rights of me. So come down to Parliament and fight for the human rights of your fellow family members and friends. Thank you very much, New Zealand.
My name's Bryce and I'm a second generation New Zealander. My grandfather, he fought in World War II and he watched his mates burn in a bunker. He used to stay awake at night so he could watch the fire go out because he was so traumatized because of what he saw in World War II. And we're here fighting now World War III because we're trying to protect our children, our young ones. We can't protect our 12-year-olds anymore. My son got vaccinated because he wanted to go to the movies. How is that fair? He can't make informed consent. He can't make a decision. He wants to go to the movies. I was heartbroken as a father. I cried. And I have a little girl as well. And they want to vaccinate her. And this vaccination is messing with women's menstrual cycles. And they're going to try and say that my daughter can consent to that. She wants to go to the park. She doesn't know that it's going to mess with her cycle. She doesn't know if it's going to make her sterile. And she might want children in 15 years. And how are we going to explain that to her? She can't have kids because she's had a vaccination. And it's not just about the vaccination. It's about our rights that have been stripped by this government, which is actually a corporation. They're not a government, they're a corporation, just like the police. And that's why I'm here. I'm sticking up for my people, my land, my family, my friends, even the police. I'm here for them. I'm here for everyone. And I'm angry, but I'm also very hopeful because I can see something happening. Thank you.
Come here. This boy here, this is what I'm fighting for, is his future. I'm fighting for his right over his own body. I don't care if you put the vaccination in your body, if any of these people do, but I'm fighting for our right to choose. Because I don't have a vaccination pass, I've been excluded from society. I had to spend a week over the Christmas holidays all by myself because my family went away as Kiwis do, and I had to stay on my own because I didn't have a vaccine pass, and I cried for most of that time. And that's how most days are now. You can't go do normal things with your kids, you can't take them to the movies or take them out for lunch or anything. Yeah, so we're fighting for that. Thank you.
Hi guys, so we're just here on the ground zero front line. It's been quite amazing seeing assaults, children, women, men. Yeah, it's been real horrible actually. This is not the New Zealand I grew up with. I've lived in China for almost 2 years. I've seen communism. I've been to 32 cities in China. I've been to Xinjiang when they held Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps. I've seen things that people shouldn't see. And this is the beginning of it here. This is not New Zealand anymore. Jacinda, you know what you're doing and who you're talking to. Change before it's too late.
So I'm here. I don't actually know why I'm here. I think maybe that's kind of special. Maybe the mixed messaging aspects that people are promoting about this place. They say that people are mixed in their emotions. They say they're mixed in their messages. Well, it's a general discontent for the state of the world. Forget the government, forget the media. The world is in dire straits, to use a cliche, and I'll try not to use cliches. The thing that disappoints me the most, I think, is leadership. You know, where are our leaders? Where are humankind's leaders? We look back in history, we look at figures like Gandhi, we look at figures like Martin Luther King, who said, you know, an individual hasn't started living until he's risen above the confines of his own existence to the concerns of the whole of humankind. Gandhi said, the measure of an affluent society is how we treat our most vulnerable. Now these are stoic, courageous, charismatic leaders. Where is that today? Where is that? If even one of these MPs could come down and be here with the people, talk to the people, field questions from the people. Yes, there might be abuse, but surely a leader that can take that abuse, he can take that abuse, and how would a leader respond? A leader would respond with clarity, he would respond with inspiration, and he would convey his points clearly. That's what I expect. I expect some leadership in this country. Now, any of these MPs can do that, and I'm sure they're probably sitting up there in the office feeling as though they should, but they can't. They can't break with their party policy, and it's a damn shame. But I tell you what, they'd get my vote if they came down here, any one of them. And I don't think that painted egg, Luxton, is going to come down here, and that's an ad hominem attack, and he probably doesn't deserve that. He's just a human like we all are. But the bottom line is I crave better leadership, and not just in this country, worldwide. And the bottom line is that people need to demand that. They need to know what leadership is, and I'm pretty sure they've got a fair idea what it is. And this is why I believe we're here. Lack of leadership. And in this crowd there are rangatira, there are well-spoken, wise individuals that could probably do a better job running this country than the people in that building. That's pretty much all I got to say for now.
Yeah, g'day, my name's Pete. I'm here at the protest. This is an anti-mandate protest, nothing to do with anti-vaccine, which is a crock from the bloody New Zealand media and government. We're all about these mandates, people being coerced into having an injection to keep working, to provide food for their families. It's bloody disgusting. There's 120 politicians up in this parliament. As far as I'm concerned, they're all pieces of shit. There's no credibility for not one of them. None of them has stood up for the people, being railroaded into all of this bullshit that Ardern is shoving down our throats. I've come from Waipu, and the people on the road supporting us has been unreal. Coming down the Waikato Expressway on, what was that, Monday? Monday. That was at 10 o'clock at night. The bloody weather was pissing down with rain, wind was blowing, and all of the overpasses on the Waikato Expressway were full of people. As you're driving down the motorway, you could see all of the cell phone lights, people yelling and chanting and carrying us on. And we've had that all the way from Waipu right to Wellington. Unreal. Thank you everyone for your support.
It's just unbelievable what's happening in our peace-loving country. We're standing here in peace. It's mothers, it's fathers, we're protecting the children, it's grandparents. It's just unbelievable what our country has been going through. We're a peace-loving country. This is not a country that does this sort of thing. And yeah, it's incredible that the government is paying no heed. It's very sad actually, and I'd just like to say thank you for being able to share that. You know, come, it is, isn't it, brother? Come. Thank you.
Kia ora everybody, I'm here fighting for our people and a better future for our children. I'm here to set our people free. Set our people free from this corruption. Yeah, God bless you all. Hope to see some of you join us in the near future, and take care.
Okay, I'm here with part of all this freedom convoy from all around New Zealand. And the thing is, it's so peaceful. We've been here since Monday night, and at the moment, the police, they got their orders to move in and take anybody so-called instigator for trouble. But we are not troublemaker. We are peaceful protest. We are an ordinary out there raw citizen. As she alluded to before, that there's a team of 5 million of us. No, she's not including our team. We've already been trying to say, kick the coach out, because this is what it is. It's a peaceful protest. They did not need to take any of those brothers and sisters this morning arrested for nothing. peaceful protest, and we're here. We got our brothers and sisters on the front line holding it, and I'm calling every citizen of Aotearoa, if you see this tonight and tomorrow, come down to Parliament Ground, holding our ground, because one of the main street here in Wellington, most of the streets are busy street for the whole city of Wellington. It's been blocked since Monday. And this is what it's about. Men and women, all walks of life, driving all the way as far from north, as far as south. They got cut, and I'm a local man here, and I'm a local church here, and this is what I'm standing for my brothers and sisters. I've been here with them since yesterday, and I'm here again with them this morning, to stand together, shoulder to shoulder. This is what it's about. It's our freedom, it's our right. We are not anti-vax. It's not, we're after the mandates to be stopped. Stop right there, right now. It's up to them. We elected 120 of them, men and women. Now it's the time to change that team. 120 of them is going to be gone on the next election. And this is what we're after. Mandates got to be stopped. Stop right here, right now. Let the freedom back to the people of Aotearoa. And this is why I'm here. Thank you, sir.
Kia ora, my name's McGannon, and I'm here for my 85-year-old mother who has never had a pharmaceutical in her body in her life. She is currently so sad and so dejected. She's an incredibly community-connected person, and she is unable to go to any of her community places. Jacinda, you are slowly killing my mother. You do not need to put a vaccination in her to do it. You just need to keep up this bullshit and you will achieve it. So please stop. Care for the elders. You are young, you are going way beyond your capacity, and you are too young to actually know what you are doing. So stop now.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and I'm here because I believe in the freedom of rights. And I think that this is not New Zealand. It is a form of apartheid. It is splitting us all, dividing us all, and causing fear. And I think fear is the worst thing for the immune system. We all need to come from a point of love, and we all need to do what's real for us. And no one has the right to dictate what others do. And we must treat each other with respect, and that's not what's going on now.
Hello, kia ora, Aotearoa. My name is Alison. Up until November, I was a teacher. I was terminated. I was treated really badly. And I'm here today to say no more. Save your children. We're here to do this with love and with peace and with harmony. There are people here who are trying to incite violence. They are not the majority. I come from Belfast in Northern Ireland originally. I grew up with this. I grew up with barricades. I grew up with not being able to go where I wanted to go, having to go through military checkpoints. Violence does not work. It does not work. This is a peaceful protest. And for all of you out there watching the mainstream media, they are only turning on their cameras when they get the go-ahead and the police are about to try and push us out of the way. We have an allodial title. This is public land. We are the public.
We are the people.
We defend New Zealand. They're blocking the roads. They're stopping people coming into Wellington. They're stopping reinforcements. If you can get here, get out of your cars, lock them up and walk in. We've been standing in this line since 7 o'clock this morning. Every time they push forward, they're pulling people out 3, 4, 5 at a time, and they're locking them up in the beehive. They're trying to take out the vulnerable. They're going for women, middle-aged women like me, to make the men angry. They will not win. We've got this. Te aroha to New Zealand. Please support this. This has to stop. Thank you.
Okay, we're standing here together. We've been standing strong With courage, we're not afraid, because for me, I know that the Lord God Almighty is standing for us, because He is justice and He is truth and He is mercy and He is grace, and we stand for Him. I know, and love, forgiveness, kindness, steadfastness. And as we stand for justice and truth, He will fight for us. As we forgive those who hurt us, we will see Him move. So people forgive, people stand in truth, people stand. Wairua tapu, ihu karaiti. Forgive those who hurt us. Don't turn evil for evil, return evil with good. And the God who made the heavens and the earth said He will vindicate us. He will stand for us. And how He does it is up to Him. So bless everybody and forgive and stand strong. Stand strong. Stand strong. Kia kaha. Kia toha. Kia mana wanui. In the name of Yeshua, the God, the commander of the armies of heaven, He is here with us. Mighty is His name. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we call on You to defend Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud, who is faithful and true, and who stands by His word. Thank you.
Hi, I'm here because I don't think that mandates are right. We should never divide a country through people who have and who have nots. This is not the right way to discriminate, and that's why I'm here.
Well, hi, kia ora. I'm here because my husband lost his job. I have lost mine as well. And so we are here to try and stop the mandates and allow us to have the freedom of choice for our health. And I also feel that we need to support this really amazing kaupapa. So kia kaha tātou. Kia ora.
Hi there, I'm a teacher. I was a teacher for 25 years in alternative education in South Auckland, and I am here to support everybody else who is against mandates. As you can see, we're not, as the media describes us, all uneducated yobos. We're not aggressive. We're here for a cause for all people to have a choice over their medical health. Thank you.
Hello, name's Matthew Miller. I came from the town Waipu, which is 40 k's south of Whangarei, and there's a sentence say, I'm just a beekeeper who just trying to make a living and just wants to live his own life. And that's all I've got to say, thank you.
I stand here today because I don't like Jacinda Ardern. Thank you very much.
Kia ora koutou, ko whetū marama mete takawingoa, no ai para hau, ko mamere te waka, ko orowhana te maunga, ko rangi heke te awa, ko whakamahāratanga te whare tūpuna, ko patupina ki te hapu. I'm here because we're actually asking for freedom because we're sick of this mandate. We're sick of these vaccinations because they're affecting our people. We've got people dying, children dying from the vaccination, and people know it, and we've got people getting paid out that work for the government that aren't saying anything. This is our own iwi. The corporations are all involved, and there's a lot of people that are ill from this vaccination, and if you're not, I beg you to go clean yourself out or get something in your system now to get rid of that vax out of you, because it's affecting a lot of people. There's suicide, mental health, there's so much effects on our people because of this lies from the media. So much lies from the media, brainwashing people, making out that this virus is so bad, and I don't even think the flu exists anymore now. We're having more effects on vaccinations. It's terrible. So yeah, we're here to bring freedom and stand and to be heard. And somehow this government and that don't want to listen to us. So that's why we're standing. We're going to really stand strong till they listen to us. They basically need to all go. Māori Party, Jacinda, the whole lot of them are all involved, they're all getting paid out, and that's why no one's debating, no one's arguing, because it's the Kiwis that are getting really affected. We come with peace, and we come for change. Kia ora koutou, ngā mihi nui.
I'm here for the people who have lost their lives to the vaccine, to the families who are grieving for their lost whānau, for the people who are maimed and disabled by the vaccine, for the people who have lost their jobs, for the children. It's not right. It's not right.
Totally.
And for the soldiers who fought for freedom in the first place.
Yeah.
Totally.
We're here for the first responders, here for the firefighters, the paramedics, the police and the military that have all lost their jobs. I've also lost my job at St John, and I want the people of New Zealand who see this to know that they lost their jobs and they've saved New Zealanders' lives for years, for decades. Do you know that intensive care paramedics of 30 years lost their jobs? These people have probably saved lives in your neighbourhood, in your area, and you didn't fight for them. Please guys, we're all in this together, we're here peacefully, we just want to be reinstated into our jobs. It's the right thing to do. This virus is medical overkill. Give us the opportunity to bring in the treatments. Nobody need die with the treatments. So please, everybody get on down here. Just be peaceful. We're just chill. We don't want violence. We don't want any problems. We just want to be heard. And I think we deserve to be heard because we pay taxes, we've lost our jobs, and it's just not right. It's not right. Thanks.
Hello. I don't think that the natural immunity provided by the Omicron variant of COVID-19 justifies such a restrictive measure on the population as vaccine passports. That's how I think about it, and I think that should be at least be able to be discussed more openly and be represented in the media a bit more. So that seems to justify my being here. Yep.
Freedom fighter from New Zealand, freedom fighter for life, from a strong family, fighting for my country, my kids, my grandkids, and my family, and our country. If Canada can do it, we can do it. And we're never going to give up. Never.
I came in the convoy from Auckland and we were all just blown away by how many supporters we had on the bridges, at night, in the rain, in the dark, and those people are depending on us. They had signs that said thank you for doing this, because they couldn't be here. So we feel now that we're doing it for so many other people. So many other people out there are depending on us. So we've got to see this through to the bitter end for them, because we are fighting for humanity here. This is a fight, and so we're going to stick it out.
Yeah, the reason I'm here today is because I think there's overwhelming evidence that the vaccine is causing death and injury on an unprecedented scale. There's a tremendous amount of evidence. There's very little information in the media from our perspective about what's happening, and I believe we have to make a stand for our people, and especially for kids. It's just not right what's happening. There needs to be investigation. This government is corrupt. I've written 3 letters to Minister Hipkins, and to me what he replied was unsatisfactory.
I'm here as a concerned mother of 4 children about the country that is being left to us at the moment. I'm standing against mandates. I'm fully against them. I'm a qualified firefighter that's had to stand down and lose my ability to help in my community, and it's not okay. My community suffers and I'm suffering, and this is not the future I want for my children. So I'm here, my children are here, and we are holding peacefully, and we are standing peacefully to say enough, no, and we will stay until change comes.
Yeah, hello, hi. Look, this is a defining moment for democracy in New Zealand. What we have here is people protesting legally, as you can do in a democracy. And it's reached a point where nobody wants to listen. So when you've got a government and a parliament where people simply will not listen, won't engage with anybody who's got a differing point of view, then we have a problem. And we certainly have a problem now. So I think today will go down in history. This is probably the biggest protest New Zealand's ever seen, and we're standing our ground. We just need people to engage and have some dialogue. Thank you.
My name is Norman Sutton from Tauranga. I've travelled up here on the Convoy, starting out I think it was Tuesday. I got to Kataru and I was blown away by the support we had. Standing on the side of the road, all the locals were out in the pouring rain with their banners and with their waves and their smiles, cheering us on. And we got to Tokoroa, same thing, Tapo, same thing, right on through. All those small towns where people came out to support us. So I was blown away. I'm here because I'm really concerned about our nation, the government of this nation. It's become more and more tyrannical by the day, by the week, and it's time we stopped it. I'm very involved in politics. We're starting up a new party, actually, a new political party called NNP, New Nation Party. And the idea of it is it's an amalgamation of all the minor parties coming together under one umbrella, so we don't split the vote and we don't waste our vote for next year's election. We've got to come together, and we're seeing that today. There's a real mood there for people to begin to work together, and that's going to be a great thing. It'll be powerful going forward. People are going to be having a voice. They're going to be speaking up and actually stating our case. Okay, so thank you.
Hello, how's it going? My name's Tracy Green. I'm ex-Air Force officer, ex-Air Force Army. I brought my service medal along. I've had a lot of family. My granddad, I took his footsteps. He ran Shelley Bay as a wing commander. A lot of my family and my uncles and aunties have died to fight for our freedom. Obviously I spent quite a few years in the military to fight for freedom, for our country. And I'm absolutely disgusted what this government's done and what these police officers behind us are doing. They're taking our freedom away from us, our freedom of choice. This isn't anti-jabber. I'm jabbed. I've had all my vaccinations. My son's had his vaccinations. I vaccinate my dogs. I'm against this RMNA gene therapy that attacks the protein on your white blood cells. This is not a vaccination. This is genocide, and this is coercion, forcing. It's disgusting. There you go. So I stand for freedom.
So I'm here supporting the protesters in this line, which is about 3 deep. The police are 1 deep, and they're trying to push through. They're trying to push everyone out of the grounds, but they're just holding their ground, and I'm here supporting them because I believe in freedom of choice and freedom for New Zealand, for New Zealanders.
Okay. And not using the same things to all once it's on there. Okay. Alright, well that's a bad idea. I've got a friend here who's driving me home, so I'll be fine. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so we're just standing in the front line there, just being peaceful. Police lined up, filled the gaps. Then they all hugged and started to push. We were standing our ground and didn't want to move. Next minute I heard a scream next to me, so I looked to the left and I copped a direct shot of spray straight to the face. Pepper spray. Yeah, so I'm just dealing with sorting myself out now. What a great day. I did. Want a peppery kiss?
Well, this is the sign of our gutless fucking police. They can't be bothered chasing criminals, and yet they're here purpose-spraying harmless, bloody, peaceful protesters. A bloody disgrace. Thank you.
I was sitting at home on the Kapiti Coast, and I was Chromecasting New Zealand Herald, and I was watching police removing peaceful protesters in a very unpeaceful manner, and they were older people, and I wasn't happy. So I have come in here for that very reason. But I support it. I don't want to see people lose freedoms, and I think we have to protect our freedoms. I'm an older person, and I grew up very structured, but I believe that people should always have freedom of speech. It's really important. And I think it's regardless of whether you agree with it or not, it's that fundamental principle of having a freedom of speech that's so important for a society. People must have a voice, always, regardless of whether one agrees with it or not. It's a principle. So I'm very disappointed in all political parties that no one has come out and spoken to these people. And I still, I'll never understand why they haven't done that. And I've lost faith in a system that probably a few weeks ago I had a lot of faith in. And I'm not very impressed, and especially how the police are manhandling these people that are here peacefully. There's been no violence, nothing. You know, they always say violence isn't a form of resolution. Maybe they should practice what they preach, because you know it's going to have adverse effects, because you're going to rile up a sector of the population that maybe never felt that way, but they don't like to see it being done.
Hi, my name's Ray. I have a business with 12 staff in construction, and it's not my job to tell them to take a medical injection. It's not fair that they lose their jobs if they don't. They work hard, they've got families to feed, and this government is destroying New Zealand. So please, hope the whole world is on board with this. We need to stop this tyranny. It's not on. Thank you.
Hey, I'm here for my children, basically, and for my grandchildren that will come. It's important, and we have to do it now. It's important.
I'm just here because it's had a huge impact on our life. My daughter has been injured by a vaccine in the past, and I'm really concerned about the children, or people pushing to vaccinate the children. and particularly when they're not allowing them to participate in life, masking them when they're not at risk. We've lost our teachers. We lost 5 out of 8 teachers in our school. We lost our doctor. So I'm really just here to support the drop of the mandates and with a message for them to leave our kids alone. Yeah.
How can you not see through this? For me, there's just so many red flags, and it's just been so peaceful. There's no anger that I can see so far.
No, in fact, it's coming from the other side. So we've seen numerous times now. Everyone's just here peacefully, and the police keep coming in to attack, and they keep pushing into the people, and of course, we're just defending, most of them standing with their backs to the police, just linked arms peacefully, so they're actually coming in and provoking.
I won't give you my name because it's probably not the wisest thing to do at the moment, but earlier today I was walking towards the line where the police were pushing and formed to try to push back the spectators. And I was at the second line, not the front line, the second line, and I saw a couple of little old ladies there. And one of them I went up to and said, "Hey, listen, you probably should be here. You're only 1 row away from ground zero." And I said, "Yeah, it's looking pretty rough to me." And just right at that moment, the police started to push. I assisted as I could and tried to put myself in a place where I'd protect, hopefully, the little old lady that I was right next to. And all of a sudden, out of my right-hand eye, I saw a fist coming at me. I deflected back a little bit, smacked me in the face. Didn't do much damage, but it kind of riled me up because I'm not really a person that would have been putting myself in that specific position. But I thought, why has he just smacked me in the face? I didn't do anything. In fact, I was trying to do something to protect somebody else. So I got a bit aggro, and I quickly went to the left, reached my arm as far as I could, and I grabbed his mask and I ripped it from his face. And the thing that struck me was the absolute look of fear in Sergeant, I believe it's J665, I may be wrong, but he was full of fear. It wasn't from the crowd. He obviously thought he was in danger. He's the lot of body fluids up there, a lot of excited people, and I looked straight into his eyes and for quite some time, and he was very, very unhappy. I don't think that ever has happened to him before, but I do feel somewhat justified in it, in that he hit me in the head. He assaulted me. Okay, fine, I was probably in a place I shouldn't have been. But nevertheless, after that, I have had the opportunity to walk all around, put myself up on a high plateau, watch exactly what is happening. And the orders are coming in, being fed through the sergeants. They come up to the back of the other police officers. They handpick reserves, the biggest officers they've got. They put them in a strategic place, and they give them orders to push in. As soon as they push in, they will grab the weak, and obviously that's why they were attacking me, because I forgot that I got grabbed as well, but I was able to get away. Now this was after the punch, and just before I grabbed the sergeant's face mask and ripped it off his face. So I've watched this happen. I am absolutely certain, because I've had the experience today, where there are good officers there. They're there because They have to be. They've got mortgages, they've got family, they've got young kids. I've had an instance today where I saw the humanity in one of coming to a rescue of a young lady who he thought was in danger. She wasn't. She was just climbing on a wall, and she wasn't worried about it at all. But nevertheless, he was genuinely concerned for her well-being. And that's the humanity side of it. But the officer who smacked me in the head and a lot of the other ones here today, they are enjoying it. There's no doubt about it. It's not just a sense of duty. They're enjoying inflicting pain on, I've seen little old ladies, little women, little girls. One girl was just taking some photos. She wasn't even on the line, but they saw her as an easy target. I talked to her mother. She's got everything recorded, and this has got to be New Zealand's saddest day ever. I'm an immigrant to New Zealand. I've been here since 1975, and I never thought I would see what I've seen today. I knew things were going to get bad. I never thought they would degrade to this level, and it's the saddest thing I have ever seen. So, yeah, I just implore people, why haven't the people in authority addressed the situation and even tried to calm it? They haven't. They've tried to incite it. I'm unbiased. I've been all around this watching what's happening, and it's not a pretty sight. And yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, they're trying to, the powers that be are trying to turn everybody against everybody. And the people I've seen here are not aggressive people. They're standing for what they believe is right. There's lots of different fractions, lots of different groups. They have slightly different agendas, but all of them do genuinely care. They've got family. They genuinely care. So, yeah, I just implore anybody who's got any, yeah, there's a lot of smart Kiwis out there. There must be a solution for this. Because it isn't ending today unless they drag every single one of these people out. A lot of people are going to be hurt. Bridges are not going to be able to be mended. So, for what it's worth, thank whoever can help. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah! Now listen, y'all. The only way to stop the violence is for us to break the silence right now. So if you tend to agree and you're pissed off like me, stand your ass up and scream it out loud. Sing, I will not comply. Quit trying to take me to task, cause I don't wanna wear a mask or take a vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lies.